We're going to craft all the feline legendary armor all the way up to level 100. Subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. My name's Linus Wilson. We cover The Witcher 3 and The Witcher Netflix series as well as other fantasy TV. So the basic Witcher gear here, it's a legendary level 78. I started NG plus at level 61, so that's approximately level 17 in your first playthrough. Although the legendary stats have kind of different stats. So you note here I'm starting out with about $110,000 or 110,000 crowns, Novigrad crowns. And, I've already crafted at least 2 Witcher sets, the Manticore and Ursine up to level 100. So I'm kind of tapped out on resources, so I'm going to have to buy a lot of components here, so it's going to be costly. So, I think people really hit the cost of the crafting the Witcher gear at the Master crafted or the Grandmaster crafted level. The Grandmaster crafted level is a lot more expensive than the Master crafted level. It's nice to start out with a shirt if you have one, because a lot of vendors won't have a shirt for sale. You do get that in your basic quest typically. And then there's kind of like rarer ingredients. So far in this basic set, the nice thing that we have about the feline armor here is the attack power. I never played with the feline armor. I've played with the feline swords, but not the armor. And I was really impressed when I was crafting it here at its attack power bonuses. Had I known about its attack power bonuses, I think I would have played with it more. And so ever since I crafted this, I've played with the gauntlets and I think the boots for the feline armor, because I just wanted the attack power bonuses, and so that's made a big difference in the amount of damage I've been doing to opponents. So I'm a real fan of the feline armor. Now I do play with the feline swords, and that they're okay. They're kind of expensive to craft because, especially at the Master and Grandmaster level, I think you need a perfect ruby. So they're quite expensive. Here we're just using the dust. So the cat school, the cat school rewards people that are really into attack but not defense, right? So the key is a good offense is a good defense, right?
Good luck on the
So let's put on the gear and see what it looks like. So right now we've got our Grandmaster Ursine on. We're going to switch that out to the basic legendary gear. So the boots, the pants, the gloves, the armor. I really like the first level. It just looks pretty cool. It looks pretty boss. The first level or feline armor with the bare arms. That's pretty cool. And then we're gonna put the feline sword, and then the feline silver sword. So I've already crafted those up to a master crafted level, so I'm gonna just put those on, keep those on there. But I'm not gonna actually craft them in this. So the estimates of how much it costs to craft all the sets is gonna be a little low, and I think it's about the same to craft the legendary as the regular level. So legendary is for NG plus, and then non-legendary is for your first playthrough. It really, in NG plus, you have less money problems than you do in the first playthrough. Not just because you have a lot more resources and gear, and you probably have all your potions and decoctions, so you don't have an alchemy expense, which is quite large, I think, in your first playthrough. but also because the swords are higher level, and so they garner a larger price. So the legendary swords don't cost as much to make, but the swords that you sell from your fallen foes do garner a much better price because they're higher level. So Lafarge is the guy to do for a Grandmaster crafting. And so if you complete one of his Grandmaster quests and then you craft it, he becomes a Grandmaster. He starts out at the Master level. So I personally like to like skip right to Lafarge or to the Runewright and not even bother with the Master Crafter, Master Armorer in Novigrad, Hattori, or the Master Armorer in Velen. So Hattori, I guess, is a smith. He's not an armorer. And I just skip those because the Runewright is so much more valuable than either one of those guys. And that really, if you can complete the Runewright's quest, you want to do that as fast as you can, whether it's in your first playthrough. In your second playthrough, you probably want to complete that at your, as soon as possible. You may want to do that before you complete your first quest. Definitely before you leave. I guess the Runewright you have to get out of White Orchard. But otherwise, once you get out of White Orchard to Velen, swim to Novigrad, run to the Runewright, and pay him all the money you can. Now, obviously, if you're in your first playthrough, you're going to have to get some money, although you can get quite a bit of money from the battlefield. All right, so the legendary, we go up from, I think it was 10% bonus attack power to 12%, 5% to piercing. So it's a light armor, the cat school armor. So it's not going to give you the best protection, so you want to avoid getting hit. So you're going to do a lot more dodging and parrying and things like that if you're using the cat school armor than you are going to if you're going to use the heavy armor such as Ursine. But it's the only Witcher School light armor, and so that's kind of the benefit, and it's the only one that it increases attack power, which is pretty cool, those attack power bonuses, and they make a big difference. Okay, so here we see what it takes to create the enhanced version of the Silver Sword. The other thing, the big difference between legendary and the non-legendary, that is your first playthrough versus your NG Plus playthrough, is the legendary bonuses don't change that much, although the top line stats do change quite a bit. I think for the Silver Swords, they go up by 10 every level, and then the 10 hit points every level, and the Steel Swords go up by 8 hit points every level. So, the Feline is not my favorite for the swords. Oh, look, so you get the enhance, you get something on your arms, so you don't have the bare arms anymore. So you don't look as cool, but I really like the look of the Feline armor. I mean, just in terms of style, I just think it's very stylish armor. I find Griffin a little bit gaudy, and Wolf is a little gaudy too, I think. I do like the look of the Ursine, but it looks really heavy and hot, but the Feline looks kind of cool. Alright, so time to make the superior level armor now. Put it on.
Would you craft something for me?
So to get level 100 Witcher gear, you need to start NG Plus at level 60, which is practically impossible without glitching. So if you're playing it, I think if you're playing it just the story, you get 2 XP. for low level monsters and men, and then if you're playing at Death March, then you only get 1 XP for monsters and men. So that's kind of like 1,000 to 2,000 foes that you have to kill per level. So I've got some videos about how you can glitch that way, either using farming Necker nests or farming this Axie dialogue for Hattori. So one of the reasons why I don't like to use Hattori as as a smith is because of his the ability to farm his quest if you don't complete it. So, the biggest expense is always going to be this dimeridium or enriched dimeridium, which is even more expensive. So one of the things I'm not showing you is I'm not showing you how I'm crafting the intermediate components. Although I'm kind of low on supplies here, so the cost for me for crafting from basic to legend enhanced to superior to master crafted to Grandmaster Craft is probably going to be higher than the typical player who gets to this level because they'll just have more supplies. So the great thing about The Witcher 3 is The Witcher 3 does not give you a weight penalty for crafting supplies. And that's a big change from The Witcher 2, where you really had to be strategic about your crafting supplies and store them because they added substantially to your weight. Whereas with the crafting and alchemy items in The Witcher 3, they don't add to your weight. And so you really can be afford to be frugal and never sell your crafting items and afford to never sell your alchemy items or never store them. Okay, so the superior sword, this is level 90 sword, 688 to 840. A steel sword, superior, plus 15 critical hit chance. Feline sword, silver sword, plus 30 sign intensity, plus 15 critical hit chance. Plus 15 chance to cause bleeding, plus 10 to dismember. The plus 20% bonus experience from monsters is pretty much standard for the Witcher gear. So that's another benefit of the Witcher gear. You're going to get more XP for monsters and men. Okay, so you see there's a little bit more chainmail on the superior level. So it looks pretty cool. So I've got a figurine of Geralt in his Ursine armor. You can also buy a figurine of Geralt in his feline armor, which is also cool. With him hooded, I think it's either Master Crafted or Grandmaster Crafted level. I hope your search goes well. So the hood is coming up. All right, let's craft it. Looks good right now. It's also cool. He's got his thumbs free, so with the feline, Geralt can use his iPhone and his smartphone. Whereas the other armor, his thumbs are, his fingers and thumbs are covered up, and he won't be able to use his smartphone. All right, so the let's see, we got the dark steel. It's always hard to get enough of the dark steel, so we're gonna buy that. Plus 15% attack power for the boots. Quite nice. Nice bonus for that. And the resistances are not that much lower than kind of the heavy armor. So that's why I wear the boots and the gloves. I think the attack power bonuses are worth it. Plus 30% attack power for the armor, but your resistance against monsters is only 25%, which is about 23% less than the Ursine armor, so it is significant. That'll make a big difference on the amount of damage that you will take. So your focus has to be on dodging, rolling, parrying, not taking damage at all with feline. Looks like I might run out of dark steel. Keep on buying it from Lafarge. I am surprised we've not lost that much money. We started with about 110 and we're only down to 90 yet at the master crafted level, so that's going pretty well. Okay, let's buy some more dark steel. Plus 15% attack power for the trousers. The elemental resistance are really high, so I really wonder if the people that are having big problems with the Djinn in The Last Wish are people that have not crafted Witcher armor, not wearing Witcher armor. But also the Djinns and also like the golems are elementals. Okay, so we've already got the silver sword crafted and the steel sword, 724 to 840, 884 for the steel sword. But it requires that ruby, that flawless ruby, which is quite expensive. 1700 to 1800 Novigrad crowns, so not cheap. All right, and you need to do that for the silver sword and the steel sword. You get some Ard bonuses, which is also, that's really the attack sign. So it's nice you get the Ard bonuses with the feline. So now it looks quite nice. It's got that leather trim on the top there and the little tassels for the master crafted. So maybe we get the hood with the Grandmaster crafted. So I'm thinking that the figurine that you'll get is the Grandmaster Ursa or Grandmaster Feline if you buy it from CD Projekt Red. I don't think they're still selling the Ursine in their store, but you can pick it up at some other places. Let's see how much money we're gonna have left once we do the Grandmaster crafted. Okay, yeah, so the infused lizard hide, that's one of the things that you can kind of craft up. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm editing out all the crafting up. I'm only crafting the actual items instead of the intermediate items. Otherwise, this video would be like over an hour. All right, let's try the armor. Enriched Dimeridium ingot, 4,573 crowns, right, per plate. Enriched Dimeridium plate. That's the biggest expense. That's why in the budget alternative, if you do get to Blood and Wine, is the Manticore armor, because it takes Dimeridium, but it does not take Enriched Dimeridium, whereas all the other sets do take Enriched Dimeridium. You get plus 34% attack power if you use the armor, plus 20 resistance to piercing, 25 slashing, 25 to monsters. So your monster resistance is not so great, plus 48 to elemental. Elemental is fine, but the monster resistance is a lot lower, about half of what the Ursine's going to do. And the ingots are just 2,300 Novigrad crowns almost if you buy them, and you can't craft them. Which at this point I don't think I can craft them, but it gives you plus 17% attack power for the gauntlets. Okay, so let's craft the trousers. What are we missing? Slizzard hide, 782, and then the Dimeridium plate, plus 17% attack power, plus 10% resistance to monsters. And you need some monster tongues and monster blood, I think, for that. We have plenty of that. And I think that we need to craft the steel sword and the silver sword, so let's try that out. Yeah, we have not crafted that. We just have the master crafted, so let's craft that. And we need some more ingot. Running low on the ingot, but I think we have enough to craft it this time, or at least Lafarge has enough to craft it this time. Plus 20% Ard sign intensity, plus 15% critical hit chance, plus 15% to cause bleeding, plus 10% chance to dismember, 774 to 946 top line damage, fast attack versus short attack, or fast attack versus strong attack. All right, and let's craft that level 100 Feline Grandmaster sword. Okay, we need another flawless ruby. Oh my goodness. And another dimeridium ingot. At least it's not an enriched dimeridium ingot. So it's not cheap. It's 5,000 just to craft the... So you can see how much... I think we were like at 90,000 when we were done with the master crafted, and now we're in the 50s right now. We're gonna end up... So it's a good 40,000 easily if you don't have a lot of crafting supplies. So farewell. We've already crafted that one though.
Farewell.
But the feline swords are the most expensive swords because of that flawless ruby. Alright, so Geralt, show us what you got there. Right? Yeah, he does have a hood, he's just not put his hood up. So plus 34% attack power, plus 20% resistant piercing, 25 to slashing, plus 17% attack power for the gauntlets, and then we get kind of single digit resistances. Boots plus 17% attack power, and then trousers plus 17% attack power. So the boots I think gain like 2 points per level, and the armor gains 5 points per level, and the gauntlets gain 2 points per level, and then the... Let's see what else. And then the steel sword gains 8 points per level. Silver sword gains 10 points per level. And the trousers gain 2 points per level. Alright, subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. My name's Linus Wilson. We do tips and tricks for the Witcher 3 games. Good luck on the path. Bye-bye.